Hey guys, how are you doing? Microsoft has just released a new programming model inside GitHub Copilot. And the most interesting part is that it's also available for those using the free plan. The MEI CodeOne Flash has now reached 100% of Copilot Free, Education, Pro, and Max subscribers on VS Code. In practice, this means that more people will be able to test Microsoft's new code model without needing to be on a corporate plan. And this move is important because it shows something very simple. The competition for programming models is no longer restricted to the big independent labs. Microsoft itself is putting its models directly into developers' workflow, right in VS Code, where a lot of people already code every day. Let's see if it's worth it. So, let's get to the video. Well guys, first of all, subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, it doesn't hurt to turn on the notification bell, because that way YouTube will let you know whenever there's new content here. And that happens almost every day, you can't miss out. So, shall we? Look, this is some news that Microsoft just announced. MEI CodeOne Flash is now available to all GitHub Copilot Free, Education, Pro, Pro Plus, and Max subscribers in VS Code. The implementation of Copilot CLI and the preview for Enterprise and Business are on the way. Try it out and let us know what you think. Well, just so you know, the so-called MEI here is Microsoft AI. They rebranded it, right? Because they want to get back into the artificial intelligence market. On Microsoft's own page, let me even translate it here into Portuguese for us. Discover and build with the latest MEI models. At Microsoft AI, our vision is superintelligence. This means building world-class models that are as safe as they are capable, made for the demands of real work, and designed not to surpass human potential, but to amplify it. So this seems more like a provocation against Anthropic and OpenAI, because they're saying here that they don't want to create a super advanced model that will surpass human capabilities. They want to create a tool to work alongside us. Moving on, what are these new models? So here we have MEI Thinking 1. This is still the foundation model of this new phase of Microsoft, and it hasn't been released yet. We now have available the MEI CodeOne Flash and the MEI Image 2.5. So as the name suggests, Image 2.5 is for creating images, and CodeOne Flash is for programming, but it's less capable than Thinking 1, which they are still developing and hasn't been released to everyone yet. So how do you test these models? When you click here on Try Models, you can see that in Microsoft's own playground, I can only test them. The MEI Image 2.5, which is the tool for creating images, and the MEI Transcribe 1.5, which is the tool used to turn audio into text. So you can use the tool here to do a transcription, for example, and the MEI Voice, which you can use here to test the conversation capabilities of this new model. But the focus of this video today is this one right here, the MEI CodeOne Flash. Just to give you a taste here, in case you want to test this new image generation model, I'm going to click here to start a new image, and I'll describe something here. I want an image of a red sports car. I have two options here, the 2.5 Flash and the regular 2.5, which has higher quality. I'm going to choose the regular 2.5 here and send it. This is just an aside, okay? Just so you know, Microsoft now has a new image generation model, which at least for now, at the time I'm recording this video, is available for you to test for free. Look, this is the image quality that this new model delivers. Pretty cool, right? It's very realistic with lots of detail. So if you want to use it, it's available here. I'll leave the link right here in the description of this video. Now let's go to the model. What do they say here about MEI CodeOne Flash? Let's check it out. From quick solutions to complex engineering challenges, write better and faster code, features, reasoning in coding tasks, agentive execution. Takes initiative in multi-step workflows, making decisions and adapting autonomously. Broad programming and multilingual support. Expertise in various programming languages, frameworks, and ecosystems. And then he lists here all the available languages. Optimized for GitHub and Copilot in VS Code. So, it's available there if you want to use it, but there's a catch. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. As for performance, they included some benchmarks here. Let me switch back to English because the translation here is incorrect. So, in SWE Bench Pro, it reached 51.2%. In AMI 2026, 92.5%, which is the performance here in mathematics. Here in SWE Bench Pro, these are the coding capabilities. And here in If Bench, which measures the ability to follow instructions, it reached 75%. So for anyone who wants to try it out, it's available for free right here in VS Code. If you don't have it installed on your computer, just click the link that will be down here in the video description as well, and then you have all these options here to be able to install the model. It's available for Mac, Linux, and Windows. You install it normally, and then you can select this new Microsoft model for free. Let's go. I'll show you how to do it. After you install VS Code on your computer, it's important that you also install an extension from GitHub itself. So, to do this, you will click here on Extensions. Type GitHub. And you'll look for this extension here, GitHub Copilot Chat. If you haven't installed it yet, just go ahead and install it normally. You don't have to pay anything, but there are some limitations. I'll show you in a moment. So, once you finish this initial setup, it's time to choose the model. You can leave it on automatic here. Click here on Other Models and select any of these that are showing up here, or simply choose Make CodeOne 1 Flash, which is available here for free, at least for now, so you can test it. So when you select the new Microsoft model here, then down here, you can also choose the effort level. The low, medium, and high modes are available. Medium is the default here, so you'll use that. It will strike a balance between reasoning and speed. But if you leave it on low, it will reason less, but it will give you a faster answer. On the other hand, if you select the high mode here, it will think more. But it will also take longer to give you an answer. So, the ideal here to balance this token consumption is to leave it on medium. Now, let me show you what I was able to create and what the variations are. Take a look at this example here. I asked Make CodeOne 1 Flash to create a page for me explaining what it was, right? So it could introduce itself to the world. Giving all the characteristics of this new model, I made a simple prompt. I didn't add any guidelines or extra instructions. It was just 2 or 3 lines, and this was the result it gave me. Notice that when this model doesn't have many instructions, it gives you something basic. And here's the rendering mode. It's very similar to what we have, for example, in ChatGPT. There isn't much color variation. It's something static, so there are no animations. So, when you don't give the exact instructions for what you want, it gives you something very generic. Now look at this other example. I've already tested this with other models here on the channel. So, I took this prompt here to create a web page. A landing page for a language school. Notice that unlike the first example I showed you, which had only 2 or 3 lines, this prompt here is quite complete. And it has several instructions, several guidelines for the model to follow and give me at least a satisfactory result. So I copied this prompt here, pasted it into VS Code and chose the medium mode. I didn't leave it on high or low, and this was the result. Look how much better it got. So, here I have it. Learn English with a method, practice, and confidence. He put an image here. He also added photographs in this other part of the page. He did the rendering here in Brazilian Portuguese. I don't have animations like in other models, right? Because with more advanced models, when you move the mouse over it, it does a little animation there, making it seem like you can click on this card. Not here, it's static, but at least he managed to improve the colors and added images. So, notice that now it's much better, right? There's a better flow to the page here. Why? Because I told the model exactly what I wanted. I didn't let it create things randomly, because in this example here, since I didn't give any instructions, it just gave me the basics. Not here. Since I said exactly what I wanted, it thought about it for about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And it gave me this page here in HTML. And everything is working, right? All the menus here, the buttons it added, they're all working perfectly. So, that's cool because if you have a more complete prompt with more instructions, the model will give you a better result. And this generally happens with most models. But specifically with this one from Microsoft, the difference is really striking. If you don't give instructions, it will give you something basic. If you put effort into the prompt, it's likely to give you something much better. And of course, I asked this new model to create for me as well a replica, right? An emulation of Flappy Flapbird. And this is the result it gave me. Notice that I have a sound effect here, a background buzz. There aren't many colors, but it's working, right? The pipes over there aren't very good either, but it's just for shooting. No interaction at all, no editing of any kind. He actually did pretty well, right? So guys, look, is it a nice model? Yes. Is it the Flash version? Yes. it's not the pro version yet, right? That thinking version that Microsoft is promising. So, it delivers reasonable results. And what about the cost, right? How much does it cost if you want to use it at home? Let's see. When we click here to check how much it's spent, I'm on a free plan, so I don't pay anything for GitHub Copilot. To make 2 attempts at the landing page, which showed all the features of this new model, plus that page from the language school, and 2 attempts here to create Flappy Flatbird. I used 73 of my tokens since I'm on the free plan. These credits, these tokens, will only be renewed on June 30th, and today is June 12th. So if I want to use more, then I have to subscribe to GitHub Copilot. Notice that. Out of my 200 credits, I spent 147. Basically, to do 5 or 6 generations. Nothing too complex, okay? So, Microsoft is giving you the possibility to test it. And emphasize the word test. Because if you want to use it more broadly, even though it's still a Flash version, which is not the company's most advanced, you're going to spend a lot of tokens per generation. So, if you want to test it, be careful with the tokens so you don't spend too much. I recommend that here, at the effort level, you leave it on low. And then, if you want to improve the code a bit, you can change it to medium. High, don't even think about it. It will perform the tasks very slowly and use up a lot of tokens. So, do that workaround. Start on low, ask it to create the code, and then, to polish it, just switch here and be happy, right? Is it going to use a lot? Yes, it will. Is it the most advanced model in the world? Can you compare it to Fable? No, not at all, right? I don't even think that's Microsoft's goal, at least for now. They want to get back in the game. So, they've released the Flash version here for free, and they're working on the thinking version. When they launch it, it probably won't be free. But as of the time I'm recording this video, this Flash version is available here inside VS Code for you to try out. It's not a very comprehensive test, you can't do a lot, but at least you can get to know this new phase of Microsoft. So, did you like it? Is it another option? Could this be Microsoft's chance to get back into the AI model competition? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye.